Welcome to A Talk with Armani.
I am your host, Armani Aman.
This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. I'm sure you know who my next guest is. He needs absolutely no introduction, but I will do it anyway for the proper, lower third sake, Mr. T.C. Carson. How are you?
I'm well, Armani. How are you today?
I'm doing well. So, oh my goodness, you've been, of course, everybody remembers you from Living Single, playing Kyle. You mastered the role. That was pretty much who you were. I mean, do people say, "Hey, Kyle," when they see you in the street?
All the time.
Oh my goodness. How did you, so being in that role for as long as you were and mastering it and then going on, because you are also a singer and you do theater, do you feel the transition from doing that much television into the other things you've done, was that kind of difficult? Or do you felt like it was a quieter, like, now I can kind of breathe a little bit?
Well, I was doing theater and music way before I was doing film
then.
and television. And I continued to do the theater and the music while we were doing Living Single on my off days. When we had downtime, I would still do music. I still sang with a couple of different bands. I did a lot of work with Patrice Rushen.
Oh, wow.
And Dugu Chancellor, really great musicians. So I've always been doing my music all along.
Okay. All righty. So you mentioned Patrice Rushen and, being an accomplished singer. What other work have you done? Where can we find some samples of your work? What have you done?
Well, I've got two albums out now, and they're available on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon.
Okay.
The first one is called Truth.
Okay.
And that was an album we did with Andre Simone, who was a bass player for Prince.
Okay.
And so Andre and I took a year and we wrote all the tunes on that album, and then we went into the studio for maybe 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
And we just recorded.
Knocked it out.
Yep. And Patrice is on that album. A couple other really great musicians are on that album as well.
Okay.
And the next one is called T.C. Carson Live in Beverly Hills. And it's a live album that we did at a place that's called Home, House of Music and Entertainment.
Okay.
And that's in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And we did 2 shows, and we kind of took the best from those both shows to put on that album.
So your genre, is it jazz? Is it R&B? Is it a mixture of it? Is it gospel? What is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of, it's more jazzy oriented. I feel I'm more of a jazz vocalist. I can do a lot of different things vocally. I've done opera, I've done gospel, I've done R&B, but I think jazz is the place where I find the most space as a vocalist.
Oh, wow. So you said the 2 albums, they're both available on all your streaming sites, whether it's iTunes or Amazon or Spotify. And you said it's a combination of different ones. So it's something for everybody when they listen to it.
Absolutely.
So if you like jazz, if you like R&B, if you like, that pop, that new age, snap your finger, you can actually find it.
Not so much pop.
Not so much pop. Okay, not so much pop.
Not so much pop.
A little bit of rock?
But no, jazz, R&B-ish kind of, yeah.
But it's an up-tempo somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can jam.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I'm actually working on, had a producer send me some stuff, house music.
Oh.
And so we're working on some house music now.
Oh,
I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, that is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I went to a party and it was all house music. And I'm like, house music? But it's like you're constantly dancing.
Oh, yeah.
You're constantly dancing. And I actually remember going up to the DJ and saying, "Oh my God, did you try to kill me? I couldn't get off the dance floor."
He was doing his job.
Yes, it was just like constantly like, "Hey," so, oh my goodness, I'm like showing my age. Hey, but still, when you do a jump and a step with a 2-step,
I ain't playing with you. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're trying to do it, but you're like, wait. Listen, I'm going to tell you one time, and I'm getting totally off of record, but I was at a party, and they were playing all the Michael Jackson songs. He just celebrated his birthday a while back. And they're playing all the songs, and it got to a point where I could no longer dance. Not by any means that I'm an accomplished dancer, but I just could no longer dance. I just started jumping up and down. I just started jumping up and down. It's like my body had to partake of the tune in some way.
That's good. That's
so
good.
I'm just going to jump up and down just to pay homage, and I'm so happy to have this happy music.
Music
floating
does
through.
that.
Yes,
Music does
it
that.
really
Music
honestly does. Well, so does theater.
Yes, it
Theater
does.
can awaken in you some deep emotion.
Absolutely.
So how's that for you?
Well, we just finished a piece here in Atlanta called Blackberry Days.
Okay.
And it was a piece written, the book was written by Ruth Watson, and it was adapted for the theater by Tom Jones, who is a native Atlanta person, and he does a lot of directing here and across the country. And we just closed this past Sunday, and we sold out like maybe the last 3 weeks of the run.
Oh,
It
wow.
was sold out. It was really hard to get tickets. A really good piece of theater that is poignant. It makes you laugh. It makes you cry. It's a really great piece of theater.
Wow. And we'll talk more about the theater and other things that you have going on when we come right back. We'll be back in a few. Bob, do you see me? Do you see me back here? So, Mr. Ryan Hurd, Dean.
Right here.
Really? Did y'all really invade me and got me in here like this?
You got some real Atlanta, big time industry cats in the building. I'm Ron Hurd, TV producer here in Atlanta.
Right.
My man Dean.
Screenwriter here in Atlanta as well.
Yo, we taking over the ride. Where we going? We go through the drive-through.
The drive-through and do what? What you got going on?
About the same, man. Just we're pushing this animation we're doing right now.
Oh, really?
It's a really edgy urban vehicle.
It's going to be driven by fashion, music, current events.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to
I'm
see
excited.
it.
It's going to be something incredible. I think we'll probably be able to find a home real soon, and you'll probably see it on air maybe next year sometime.
Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. But we're going to hit this. We're going to hit the dollar menu at the spot right here first.
Bobby, I'm telling you right now, do not stop.
I got to make a stop.
No.
If you're buried in student loan debt, dealing with a tough job market, and scrambling every month to pay your student loans, it's easy to get late or behind. And that's when the problems start. We can help. We can bundle all your loans into one new lower monthly payment as long as you qualify and meet certain criteria. This is a call you need to make. It's free. So call now and solve your student loan problems.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So I'm sitting here talking with the incomparable, musically talented, range of vocal style.
I'll take all of that.
The acting that oh my goodness, like I can't even put it into a quantitative sentence. You see, I'm pulling out my word, mama, the education word, to describe his talents, Mr. T.C. Carson. So the theater, we were talking about the theater before the break. I've heard that, and you corrected me earlier when you said you always did theater before you went into television. I heard that people have had problems transitioning from theater to television because it's such a much bigger thing.
Absolutely.
So how was that for you, going from, all the movement?
It took a minute to be able to make the transition, like when you're in an audition, to not be so big, to know that when you're doing a film, your face is not here, your face is 20 feet high.
Right.
So the slightest movement is really big on the screen. So
Right.
it took a minute to understand that, but once you understand it, it's real easy just to pull it back.
Right.
And if you have a director that understands you come from theater, they know how to get you to pull it back.
Right. Okay.
But
okay.
The rule for me and what I've encountered in acting, it's always better to be big because they can always pull you back. Sometimes you can't make people be big enough for what you need, but you can always pull somebody back from being too big.
Okay. Yeah, it's better to. Okay, I hear you. It's better to go big than to be this little quiet,
then they have to keep
introverted
pushing,
person, and
pushing
they
you,
keep saying,
pushing
"Come
you."
on, say it louder.
Yeah.
Say it louder." Dancing Tom.
right.
So the Tom Joyner family reunion weekend. So you're going to be a part of that, or you're a part of that, and I know that's going to be exciting.
This is the second year that I'm going, and my castmates from the show will be there. John Hinton's going to be there.
Okay.
I think Kim Fields will be there, and Kim Coles will be there.
Okay.
So we do a meet and greet, and talk to the people. And last year I came with a pianist.
Okay.
And we did a 45-minute set. And this year they brought me back with my band.
Okay.
So we're going to do another 45-minute set.
Oh, wow.
Shantae Moore is on the bill. Maxwell is on the bill.
Maxwell.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay. Shantae Moore.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Tom Joyner. He's got some bit. Well, you're on the bill.
There you go. I like how you're thinking.
You're on the bill, so we know we're going to have a good time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and that's being held where?
That is in Orlando at the Gaylord Palms Resort.
Okay,
Really nice
all right.
resort, very family oriented, but there's space for kids and then there's space for adults too. So.
Well, I'm sure for those of us that won't be able to actually make it, that we'll be able to pull it up. Tom Joyner has his own website.
Absolutely.
And we'll be able to go on and see different things and see some footage of you performing, as well as catch up with some of the cast members of Living Single and see some of the other performers. I thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining me. I really appreciate it. You know, when you get a chance to sit and talk to people, and a lot of times it's like, well, what do you have going on? What do you have? You know, sometimes just a friendly conversation of just talking about what we already know. You know, and again, with the music, you know, music can just bridge so many gaps.
Right.
You know, you two completely strange people, never met each other before, can just sit down and have a very informed and friendly conversation if we just add a couple of beats and tunes and some scats.
Little skeeting and scatting.
Little skeeting and scatting to it. So we got to make sure that we download your
Absolutely.
and Truth is on iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify with TC Carson.
That's right.
And then we've got TC Carson live in Beverly Hills.
That's right.
Now that's just the easiest thing in the world. TC Carson. If you don't remember the name of the actual single or the name of the actual album, just put it there. Everybody has it. It's a search bar. Everyone has it.
Right.
TC Carson. You can't get no easier than that.
That's true. That's true.
And then when it comes down to social media, how do we follow you?
Okay, and I was told to look at this camera right here.
Yeah. So make sure you come on, let's do it together.
I'm in this camera right here.
You in this camera right there. Right. Okay. Make sure you got your profile, because I see you got your hat.
Well, you know.
You know, I got to make sure. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
All of my stuff is TC Carson. It's official TC Carson on Twitter, official TC Carson on Facebook, official TC Carson on Instagram.
Okay.
If you just put TC Carson in, you'll find me.
Okay. Mr. TC Carson. Okay. Thank you once again for joining me.
Absolutely.
And I hope to have you back soon.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll be right back. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Let me close this door.
Okay, yeah.
I just got married.
Did you? Newly married too?
I did.
Ah, happy wife.
Oh, you too?
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes,
Yes. We can dish it. But yes. Congratulations to you too.
Yes, thank you.
So how is it? Wow, was that whole experience surreal? What is it life after American Idol? People
Exactly.
in different countries. You
Absolutely.
know, like
I didn't even
it's-
realize that.
Yeah, like
you
it's
know what I mean, until
international.
later.
Like
Right now, I'm just kind of doing some personal things that
Okay.
I wanted to do. I went to cooking school and got my cooking degree.
Oh
and,
wow! Oh man, I
And
gotta have you on the networks.
And so along with that, also I'm studying nutrition.
Okay.
And, my
Oh
family-
wait a minute, hold it. Red flag. You just said you study in nutrition. Your husband's into fitness, so the food that you cook is good for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
come on. Never mind coming to the network.
I make them taste good.
Yeah, all right.
Are you being audited? And do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Is the IRS threatening to take more of your money? Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. The IRS can freeze your assets and seize your bank accounts, but you can stop these IRS actions. The Tax Doctor will work with you using our years of experience to represent your case to help you get the best resolution under the IRS guidelines. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. We've handled thousands of cases, so we know what we're doing. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-865-1877.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. It's that time again. Ding, ding, ding. I am joined by Dayara for Let's Talk. And what do we want to talk about?
What are we going to talk about?
Oh my gracious, we get so many, and thank you guys. I really appreciate it for sending in your comments, for calling the number, for saying, hey Armani, you know, we like the way your hair, or hey Armani, we don't like that dress. But nobody calls in and says, how about you talk about this? Now we did get an email about someone saying, what's the difference between being a hater and just being blunt? Being a hater and just being truthful. So I guess we could talk about that. First of all, when people use the word hater, I think they're doing it more in an urban sense, because hate means to literally not like, to dislike to the point of ill, like to the cringe, your teeth, chalkboard scratching. That's what hate is. So somebody that exemplifies that would be actually considered a hater. However, the urban definition is someone to be talking smack about, or talking against someone, or talking down. So it's not that I necessarily despise you and want to kill you, hate. It's just that, well, look at her with those shoes. She too big to be wearing that dress. And a person might say, that's hate. Now, at the same time, is she too big to be wearing that dress? Like, is that truth? You know, what's the difference?
I think like we get so confused with the word you're a hater. Like everything now is, you can't have an opinion without being a hater. You know, but sometimes the truth is the truth. Like those shoes don't look, if I tell one of my friends that those shoes do not look good on her, it's not because I'm being a hater, it's because I don't want her walking out in those shoes, and when I know they don't look good on her.
Right.
You know, why does the truth have to be like, I don't benefit from her looking bad at all.
Right.
So why would I want my friend to look bad?
So do you think that when people use that terminology, it's basically to dismiss something that they don't like?
Yeah, I think that it's just like an easier way to just, instead of saying, maybe I shouldn't be wearing that dress.
Yeah.
It's just easier to be like, oh, you're such a hater. No, you
No,
look
I'm
awful.
not.
I'm not a hater. You just look bad.
I'm not a hater. You just look bad. I'm just trying to help you out.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, if you go out looking a mess and I'm with you, then you know what they say about birds flocking together.
Yep. Tell me who your friend is and I'll tell you who you are.
Right. So, but again, you know, there's a lot of that's going on. There's a lot of people that are not taking constructive criticism. They are putting it in the bag that, oh, she's just hating. You know what I mean? Maybe you should go to the gym more. What happened to people just wanting honesty? What happened to people just saying, you know what, maybe this is something that's constructive that I can really use? Why does it have to then be turned around into saying, oh girl, she mad because I'm a size whatever and I look good and her man want me so she hates. Yeah. No, it don't. Like, you know, green and orange and purple No, let's not put that all together. But then you got some people that be like, oh no, I'm making a fashion statement. All on your face though? Like,
You are a fashion statement.
you are a fashion statement. You know what I mean? You got on neon lipstick with orange eyeshadow with a green rouge. Oh girl, you hating. I'm never going to hate on a clown. I'm never going to do it. But no, more seriously, I think what's happening is we've become so sensitive. And it's crazy because we were just talking about how desensitized of a people we are. But it's like certain instances, you know, bring out the extra sensitivity in us. Like we're just so extra. It's like, oh, you thick. Oh, you saying I'm fat. Oh, you a chocolate, cute chocolate girl. Oh, you saying I'm black? Oh, your hair look nice, natural. Oh, you saying it's nappy? No, I'm just telling you that these are compliments I'm giving you. But it's like we're so sensitive to certain things when it comes to appearance that we can't hear the compliment.
No, especially like with social media, we're all on, you know, we're all trying to take our perfect angles. We're trying to show the best version of ourselves, not realizing that your everyday life version is not that.
Right.
So everything gets, you know, consumed as it's hatred towards you because you have like all these great pictures that define you to you in your mind. But out in the real world, when someone tells you the truth, you don't know how to stand it, how to listen to it, or how to take it in. It's a weakness that we have.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me once again on the talk. And to you, like, listen, you know, advice is advice, criticism is criticism. Take what you can or what you feel as though might benefit you, or just take a real hard look at yourself. Like, stand in the mirror. Do those shoes look good with that dress? Maybe it don't. It doesn't mean that somebody's hating. Maybe they're just trying to give you a piece of advice. Let's not mistake someone giving you a wholehearted compliment or piece of advice for, oh, she just hating. I'm going to go on out here and make myself look like a fool. Don't do that, because everybody doesn't have ilk in their heart. Every comment is not made with malice. We'll be right back. So the whole entire time I'm sitting here, Bobby, people keep coming up and getting in the car, and here's... Hi! Hey, Shayna! What's going on? Oh my gracious, you look amazing!
Thank you.
So tell me, what's going on with you? What's new in Shayna's world?
Well, I just came from the White House
Oh.
on Tuesday. I got to meet President Obama and
gracious.
Michelle Obama. My client, Chrisette Michelle, performed at the last state dinner for the Prime Minister Lee. So they invited us out. They treated us like royalty.
Wow.
And I got to tell you this, President Obama's hands are so soft.
Are you serious?
I
He
wanna-
moisturized.
Or exfoliate them. But it was a surreal moment. It definitely motivated me to like just do better and be excellent.
Wow.
Just trying to balance being a celebrity publicist, which I've been labeled,
Right.
and a mom and a wife. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, thank you so much for riding with me.
Thank
It
you
was
for letting
so
me just jump in your car.
Oh my gracious, it's Bobby. Every time I turn around.
Medical alert for breast cancer patients. If you or someone you love underwent chemotherapy with Taxotere and suffered permanent hair loss, you may be entitled to significant financial compensation. A recent study linked Taxotere to permanent hair loss in breast cancer patients. Call Guardian Legal Network to speak with an experienced lawyer now. If you don't win, you pay nothing. Protect your rights before time runs out.
Call 800-684-8594.
I was on heroin.
I used crack cocaine.
We are the Addiction Network. And if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you need to call the number on your screen now. Addiction is a disease, and you can't go it alone. The call is free, and so is the consultation. If you have private insurance, your treatment could be covered with no out-of-pocket cost. So call the Addiction Network now.
Call 800-746-2481.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for tuning in as I interview the incredible Mr. T.C. Carson. And make sure you go to iTunes, Amazon, or Spotify and download his album, Truth, or his new album, T.C. Carson Live in Beverly Hills, or his other album, make sure you go to iTunes and download either one of his albums, either Truth by T.C. Carson or T.C. Carson Live in Beverly Hills. And of course, when it comes down to compliments and criticism, or even if it is hate, you take what you need to take for yourself, but also understand that every comment isn't necessarily made with malice. Until next time, take care.